Welcome to the 2024 Year in Review with the Oklahoma Route 66 Association. I'm Reese Martin, current president of the association. This last year was a strong year for everything that we did. It was our 35th year of incorporation, and we're stronger than we've been in a long time, from both a membership perspective and from a financial perspective. That's allowed us to accomplish a lot and plan for a lot more in the year to come as we get to the centennial year of 2026. Here's a review of what's happened over the last 12 months. Well, the big news is, of course, we opened our new office. This happened in March. It serves as our home base for our new executive director also. In the process, we got our KOMA 1520 neon sign repaired, which currently sits in the office. We're still working on our mural for the exterior wall and zoning challenges for the neon sign, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't think it's an oncoming train. We also had a really great welcome ceremony with the Renaissance Event Center in the front of the building where we're currently situated. A lot of folks came out and helped us celebrate the opening of this office. We attended the National Road Ahead meeting in California and met with folks at the Will Rogers Ranch. We're looking to integrate with some things that they're doing and to highlight Route 66 as the Will Rogers Highway for the centennial. The Road Ahead Partnership has been around for about a decade now. It includes representation from all 8 state associations, the National Park Service, the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and other organizations. So we're very proud to be a part of this group and to help advance the cause of the road from Chicago all the way out to Santa Monica. Our roadside attraction signage program expanded. There are now some signs in Missouri that we helped them get put together. This one here is at the Red Cedar Inn in Pacific. We also helped get some signs made and delivered to our counterparts in Texas, helping them replace some of the Hampton Inn roadside signs that were either missing or in pretty poor shape. As the year goes on this year, we're looking forward to helping them continue to expand that. I know New Mexico is looking at this program to expand into that state. This has been a really big success. And a good way to help celebrate something that happened more than 20 years ago now on Route 66. We partnered with the University of Oklahoma's Gaylord College for marketing initiatives, and we gave a tour of Western Oklahoma. It was great to be on a bus with a whole bunch of students looking at ways to help celebrate the centennial from a marketing perspective. And I had the good fortune to go to the Gaylord College at OU in Norman and talk a couple of times about Route 66, its history, and hoping that this younger audience will continue to stay engaged after their class projects are completed. That's been really wonderful to kind of be a fly on the wall for some of their discussions. Attended and spoke at the 2024 Miles of Possibility Conference in Edwardsville, Illinois. This is a conference similar to the ones that used to take place at the International Route 66 festivals that used to pop up every year. This brings people in from all over to talk about Route 66 from a little bit of a different perspective. You have some academics that come out here, some folks that are with chambers or tourism bureaus. I was there speaking both on behalf of the Oklahoma Route 66 Association and the National Trust for Historic Preservation. It was really great. This was a picture here of Mr. Jim Hinckley from Arizona talking about different people on the road, which of course is what makes Route 66 what it is. It's the people that you meet and the people that you get to know that either own a business or are fellow travelers or just passionate Route 66 fans. So it was really nice to go up to Edwardsville, Illinois and be a part of that. Our website traffic is seeing some great increases. In 2023, we had about 36,000 hits. This last year, that almost doubled to 65,000 hits in 2024. And this brief snapshot from our reporting shows that well over half of those visits are from mobile. We're still working to make sure that all of our web pages are optimized for mobile browsing to suit that audience, but also available for folks on a desktop computer, which personally, that's usually where I'm browsing from. Just so they have a good experience, can learn what they need to learn about Route 66, and see value in all of the resources that the association is bringing to bear. Our membership also increased by about 25%. As you can see here, that's bringing in roughly just under $14,000 a year in revenue, and more than half of our members are business members. This is really wonderful to see here. We have a good number of lifetime members. That free membership section that you see there, those are reciprocal memberships for example, other state associations, where we give them a free membership in our association, and they give us a free membership in their association. That helps us stay connected. And we have a couple of different organizations that for many years we've enjoyed that reciprocal working relationship with. But we've seen some really nice heightened awareness about our association, and of course people engaging and wanting to be a part of the things that we're doing. This is all really good stuff. So now we'll talk about membership in a bit more detail. So we had our first Explorers Club competition completion here. Congratulations to Zach Hilburn. You can see these great pictures, not only of him celebrating, but some of the things he did to help earn his 4 stickers for preservation, education, culture, and imagination, in order to get his really cool pin and the stickers to celebrate his completion of the Explorers Club. This continues to draw great interest from the other state associations who would like to launch something similar for each of their regions. And even the National Park Service has been asking us some questions about this, because they're looking at potentially a junior ranger program. So this has been a great success, and we're really hoping 2025 brings a lot more younger folks into the Route 66 family, and this is a great way to do so. We attended the first Tulsa Drillers game of the season. We popped up and we were part of their community spotlight, so we gave out a whole bunch of trip guides to folks that came out to see a baseball game in the city of Tulsa. We had a really wonderful time, and this is something that we're continuing to focus on, is trying to make our presence felt in other areas that may not know that the association even exists. And so we're really excited to already have some opportunities coming up in 2025 to do this. This was a really wonderful experience for us. We also popped up again at the AAA Route 66 Road Fest, also in Tulsa. If you haven't made the trip up to Tulsa to see this event, it is incredible. AAA has invested a tremendous amount of money in a 2-day festival over a weekend in June. It's got a huge indoor car show, all kinds of things to do, a walk-through history exhibit that goes through each decade of Route 66 history, and we have a really large presence there. Thank you so much to everybody that came out and volunteered, helped us staff this booth over 2 whole days. It was a really big success for us, and the money we've raised from those merchandise sales and memberships that we were able to get at the event help us do the things that we do. And it's been super exciting to be a part of something that is, again, bringing a lot of people to Route 66 that may not know a lot of details about it. Gives us an opportunity to have some really great conversations. We also attended the Mother Road Rally in Tulsa's Market District. Our office is in this area in Tulsa, and they offered to let us set up a booth. This was also in the summertime. Really great way, again, to get in front of some people right literally on Route 66, to let them know we exist and what our mission is, and connect with locals both individually and a lot of these other businesses in the Route 66 corridor. We really want to do more to expand our footprint in central and western Oklahoma. So if any of you know of any events that you think we would be good to be a part of, we would love to have some more discussions so we can set up in some other communities to help share people with what we do and do what we can to help. We were also invited to take part in the NHTSA safety campaign. This is the National Highway Safety Group. They had a Route 66 branded initiative about speeding and awareness. And they really leveraged the fact that Route 66 is about the journey and that it pays to slow down. We were really happy to welcome them to Tulsa and help connect them with our other sister organizations in the other 7 states. So that was a really great event that launched in Tulsa, but they popped up in other areas of the state and in the other states. We also went out and attended the groundbreaking for El Reno's new visitor center. This old service station there on the edge of downtown is one of the projects that were funded by the Project 66 Commission by the state. You can see by the graphic there, it's going to be a really fantastic visitor center right there in the heart of El Reno. We were happy to be out there and be on hand for the groundbreaking, as it were, with the Lieutenant Governor and a whole bunch of other dignitaries from the region. Speaking engagements, I found myself kind of all over the board this year. talking to different people, and just being a part of different events, both to help celebrate parts of Route 66, both to let them know about the association, and just to talk to people in general ways about the Centennial and some other things that are happening. So here I got to speak to Leadership Oklahoma in Tahlequah about Route 66 and the upcoming Centennial. I was able to go out and speak at Southern Nazarene University in Bethany. That was a really great crowd with a ton of questions about Route 66 and a lot of folks sharing their memories of traveling the highway before the interstate existed. I got to speak at a historic association meeting in Oklahoma City. This is at Castle Falls, which if you've never been to this venue, it's absolutely fantastic. Really nice place there in the city. And I had the good fortune to speak with Samantha Brown. Her television show Places to Love is going to have a episode in the first quarter this year talking about Route 66. She did one on Illinois a while back that was very well received, so she was going down the road and doing a little bit more. So I was very happy to be able to talk about Oklahoma Route 66 with her, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes together when that does air in the coming weeks. The Pony Bridge reopened. This was really huge. In May, what's popularly known as the Bridgeport Pony Bridge reopened. You can see we had over 300 classic cars show up to be a part of the cruise across the bridge when they reopened it to traffic. If you're not aware of this project, this was a 1930s era bridge that was slated for some kind of project. It couldn't support the weight anymore of the traffic that was going across it, and so for many years the discussion was, is ODOT going to demolish the bridge, or are they going to bypass the bridge with the new bridge and just close this one off entirely? The final project involved removing those trusses from the side of the bridge, rehabbing them, and reattaching them to a new deck that was slightly wider. It's 4 feet wider than the old bridge. So from a preservation standpoint, the original deck was removed, but the original piers are still there, the original trusses are still there, and for Route 66 travelers coming over for the Centennial, it's going to be an experience that feels very much like it always has. So while not a 100% win for the preservation community, I'm really pleased that we were able to find this compromise solution that will allow the bridge to continue to be used and part of a Route 66 experience for people coming and traveling the road. Plus, it got us a nice little turnoff right next to the bridge so people can safely pull over, get out of their car, take pictures without having to deal with all that heavy traffic. So we had a good time out there. Here you can see crossing the bridge with some of the traffic behind me here. Rest assured that this was a kind of stop and go and pretty slow going, so I was being safe while taking a picture of my rearview mirror here. A Lifetime Achievement Award was presented to Dean Walker by the Kansas Association, and they asked other associations to come take a part in that. Really proud to not only get to go up to Galena to help present this to Dean. If you don't know Dean, he's the gentleman that can turn his feet around 180 degrees, and he's the reason why Mater in the movie Cars can drive backwards so well. That was inspired by his unique gift. And I got to speak and actually present Dean with the award, which was really great. He's been a part of the Route 66 experience for generations of travelers. The Main Street of America documentary began filming, and they started by going down and filming Burger Day in El Reno. It was a little bit rainy, as you can see in this picture, but that didn't dampen anyone's spirits there, as the local fire department is getting the world's largest onion burger moved into place over this amazing fire. This is John Padgett, the director here, taking footage of this. This documentary is more or less a follow-up to his 1990s documentary, Route 66 Odyssey, which had a screening, Route 66 An American Odyssey, excuse me, that had a screening in Tulsa that we went out for, where they screened this original 90s documentary and talked about the future and the new one that's being filmed now. So we were happy to help connect John with a few folks and be there as he started filming with a hopeful release in 2026. The state of Oklahoma unveiled their own Centennial logo. This was unveiled in Claremore. Thank you very much to the board members that were able to come out and be a part of this. This logo was a creation of a student at the University of Oklahoma, that same Gaylord College group that we continued to work with this year, came up with the logo, and I'm sure you've started to see it pop up in different initiatives across the state. We were very happy to be invited by the Lieutenant Governor and other folks to be a part of the official unveiling of the logo. And the first Centennial sign went up in Claremore. Now these are actually up in several different communities across the state. You can see here that Centennial logo is located right below the word Claremore on that circular piece there. This is actually an independent project blessed by the State Centennial Commission. These are backlit LED signs, and these are, again, already starting to pop up in communities all across Oklahoma. And the company's hoping that these will actually catch on in some other areas. So I went up to Claremore. This is me with Jennifer Rogers, who is the great-granddaughter of Will Rogers, who was also on hand for the unveiling of this sign, which is at the J.M. Davis Museum, right there sandwiched between two alignments of Route 66 in that famous Route 66 city. The plaque that we funded was installed at Bug Ranch in Amarillo, Texas. If you're unaware, Slug Bug Ranch, which was a Cadillac Ranch-inspired roadside attraction of a whole bunch of Volkswagen Beetles buried in the ground, had to be relocated. They had to leave the land they were on near the town of Conway, which is outside of Amarillo. The owners of the Big Texan Steak Ranch there in Amarillo had some land and decided that they would give an area for those bugs and expand a bit. These are some buried limos right there along the sidewalk there at the new Bug Ranch. We voted and sent some money their way to help with getting this off the ground with the Texas Association and others. You can see here, this is right after our Oklahoma Route 66 Association plaque was put in the sidewalk there. In fact, the around it hadn't even dried yet to the color of the rest of the sidewalk. But if you find yourself in Amarillo, stop by the Bug Ranch and take a look at that nice little plaque in the ground there, showing that we help support get this project off the ground, literally. We also had another wonderful Oklahoma Route 66 Hall of Fame ceremony in Clinton. Many thanks to the Oklahoma Route 66 Museum for continuing to be an amazing host for this biannual event. This year, we inducted Bunny Neff from Sayre and Jerry McClanahan from Chandler. Great event, wonderful to help celebrate. Bunny Neff's family came in from Gallup, New Mexico, all the way to be a part of the festivities as we celebrated Bunny's contributions to Western Oklahoma, both before and after the establishment of the Route 66 Association. It was a really great day in Clinton. We also attended the European Route 66 Festival in Prague in the Czech Republic. This was a great blessing. Again, many thanks to Cycle 66, whose donation in 2024 helped make it possible to send me over to Prague for this event. And we were able to get some things sent over from the city of Tulsa and a few other communities to give away. As you can see, Oklahoma was decently represented, both by us personally and by the Czech Route 66 Association, which comes through at least twice a year. We had a really wonderful time. I got to speak a couple of times to groups. You can see here I took over a goodie bag from Hard Rock in Tulsa to the Hard Rock in Prague. The Lieutenant Governor was also there. Here's a picture of him speaking to their national television station, sporting one of our 2024 Route 66 Centennial t-shirts. And in an unexpected honor, the President of the Czech Republic came around and welcomed everybody that was there from outside of the country. And so we got to say thank you and shake the hand of the President of the Czech Republic. It was a really, really warm reception. We were really proud to be a part of this big event. And again, thank you so much to our association for supporting this and making it happen. A big part of that European Route 66 Festival is a giant Harley-Davidson parade through Prague, one of the oldest cities. The architecture and everything is just absolutely amazing. So to see all of these Harley-Davidson motorcycles cruising through this, really old European town is, throws your brain for a loop. But it was, again, really an honor to be a part of it. I also have to say many thanks to Zednik Jurassic. Here he is. He is the operator of Radio 66, which does live radio broadcasts He's also the head of the Czech Route 66 Association, and he leads the tours that come through Oklahoma twice a year with motorcyclists and other Czech citizens that want to experience Route 66. He's a big supporter of Oklahoma Route 66, and we were happy to return the favor. We also welcomed the 60th Pony Drive Cruise to Oklahoma. Here they are lined up outside of the office. Route 66 Germany also came through. This is 666, which was a drag and drive event which crossed several Route 66 states. These folks had to have their cars in drag races at actual drag strips and then pack all their things and drive the same cars to the next track to race. So I got the chance to kind of follow them from Missouri into Kansas. This is the Brush Creek Bridge in Baxter Springs, all the way through part of Oklahoma. And as you can see, Route 66 Germany, the Czech Route 66 Association, Gilligan's Tours out of New Zealand, all came through, and we were happy to meet up with them and visit, and in some cases give a presentation to talk about Route 66 and the Centennial. From a preservation perspective, this year we were able to donate Marion Clark's research materials to OSU Tulsa. A little while back, the late Marion Clark's archives were donated to the association by her husband Ken, and so we wanted to find a good home for all of her research for her cookbooks, and we were very happy that OSU Tulsa was willing to take that material, where it now lives alongside Michael Wallace's papers and Cyrus Avery's work. So again, we're very happy to have made this happen and look forward to researchers having access to all of Marion Clark's materials going forward. After a long and significant effort to scan in all of our newsletter archives that we had, and receiving a wonderful donation from Ben Nagel, one of our longtime members, we were able to scan in and post an online archive of our newsletters that we published going all the way back to when we were founded in 1989. We're super happy to have this archive available to search and to provide to people that are doing research with Route 66 history. This is available on our website, and we're super happy to have this up and running. We also worked with the Tillerson Christian Opportunities Foundation. He donated $6,000 to the association with the express purpose of helping rebuild and restore the Merrimack Caverns barn in Chandler. At current, that barn has been rebuilt. We are still working on plans to get that mural repainted on the side of that, which was damaged in a storm 2 years ago or so. And so this money has been sent over to the landowner. That's been handled, and we're just working to make sure that mural happens. But as soon as that storm took out that mural, we started getting calls and emails asking what people could do to help get that restored. It's the only Merrimack Caverns painted barn left on Route 66 at Oklahoma, and we look forward to this being restored here in 2025. This one I'm especially proud of. Again, after a long effort and a couple of dead ends, we were able to acquire and save the original Hampton Inn landmark roadside attraction signage from Afton Station. The late proprietor of that station, Laurel Kane, was a huge Route 66 supporter. Many of you that have been a part of the association for a while knew Laurel, still miss her like I do, and it was really important to me that we find ways to help honor her legacy and her impact to the road. Things change and evolve all the time, but now I am proud to say that this original signage that was installed in 2003 now hangs in our office with a little plaque next to it that tells a little bit of the history of Afton Station. Ribbon Road advocacy. So if you've been following our efforts over the last year, you'll know that there was an initiative that was put forth by Ottawa County where they had proposed tearing up the Ribbon Road and repaving it. We were very much not in favor of this project, and so we launched an initiative to talk to the news, to highlight the road, encourage them not to tear it up and replace it, but to patch what exists. And we were successful in getting one of the 3 miles of the Ribbon Road nearest Miami, Oklahoma, removed from that work plan. So although we were not successful in getting all 3 miles removed or a different project put forth, We were able to get 1 mile removed from the plan, and so stage 2 for this in 2025 is to present a preservation plan for this 1 mile to Ottawa County, which they've indicated to us they are open to that discussion. So we are currently working to put together a request for a grant to hire a historic road specialist to come up with a very specific and defined preservation plan for this 1 mile of ribbon road to help patch the concrete, patch the asphalt, make this a little bit easier to travel while not damaging its historic integrity. Look for more of this to come in 2025. Again, similar to the Bridgeport Bridge, not a complete success from a preservation standpoint, but when we were faced with it, losing all of it, it is a small victory. And we are very happy for all of you in the association that signed the petition, that sent letters, and were involved in this initiative to let folks in Ottawa County know this road was important and worth saving. If you didn't get a chance to look at those signs that we placed near the side of the road, we've got a couple of pictures here. So these were inspired by that classic Burma Shave sign style where you have a kind of a jingle on signs as you drive through. Don't tear this road up. Though cracked and aging, this historic highway is sure worth saving. And if you drove the other way on the Ribbon Road, it said, "The sidewalk highway, unique in the nation, deserves attention and preservation." We had these placed on the Ribbon Road itself and on the newer alignment of Route 66 that runs right next to it to get a lot of eyeballs on this. And again, thank you to everybody that helped us get the word out and get the attention of the folks we needed to let them know that this really was worth saving in the right way. And we're going to continue to push to save as much of it as we can in this year. We also did some work to help with advocacy out of the Blue Whale, specifically the ARC. So the city of Catoosa was awarded a grant from the state to redevelop the Blue Whale area, help build a new gift shop, pave the parking lot, install new bathrooms, a lot of stuff that needs to be done. But what we've done at the association is go speak to their city council and to other folks involved and encourage them to keep the natural aesthetic that exists around the whale. Hugh Davis was big into nature, and if everything is redeveloped to look more modern, you're going to lose a lot that made the entire park special. But especially the ARC here. The ARC predates the whale and is a big part of what made the whale possible in the first place. This was already a popular roadside attraction with snakes and alligators, and kids would have their birthday parties here, and the ARC is part of telling that story. So the ARC itself, as you can see, is not in the best shape. It was built out of wood in the late 1960s, so that's not terribly surprising. But we want to find a way to help represent this, whether that means moving it, whether that means rebuilding it, figuring out something so that it doesn't just go away and become a part of history rather than a part of the whale's ongoing legacy. So we are continuing to stay in touch with the city of Catoosa to help encourage them to integrate this into their plans to develop the site. Something else I'm really proud of is we were able to get this historic marker installed in El Reno that talks about the history of the onion burger and El Reno's place in that history. The William H. Pomeroy Foundation on the East Coast had a new program launched called Hungry for History that was specifically focused around culinary uniqueness throughout the country. I'm very proud to say that through the Oklahoma Route 66 Association's advocacy and efforts, we were able to get the very first William H. Pomeroy marker in Oklahoma, period. Not just for the Hungry for History program, for any of their historic markers. This is the first one in Oklahoma. We hope it's the first of many. And the folks in El Reno were super excited to be a part of this and to have this as a testament to a big part of their local history. These three gentlemen are owners and operators of the three burger places there that are very well known. We actually had several people on hand. These are the three that I got a picture with that had been involved in the El Reno onion burger community for a long time and are, we'll say, the patriarchs of that community. Our neon sign grant was funded. We approached the state of Oklahoma through their Project 66 grant to receive funds to help restore neon and to have some new signs made. So that was funded. That was a little under $125,000. That will be going towards 9 signs along the Route 66 corridor. The very first one is underway. This is the Rock Cafe sign in Stroud. You can see that it had some damage, and so this is now down. If you drive by the Rock Cafe today, that sign's not there, but it is in a shop. I just saw it recently where they're rehabilitating it, and when it goes up, we'll be sure to let everybody know to come out and celebrate the reinstallation of this neon. But every one of these signs that goes up, we'll be sure to let everybody know, and we're super excited to be a big part of this just in time for the centennial. Many thanks for generous donations, both from Cycle 66 and the Mother Road Museum. Cycle 66 in Edmond, from their 2023 event, donated money to us, which helped us not only get us overseas to the Czech Route 66, the European Festival in the Czech Republic, but have helped us execute a few other initiatives. And we're very, very happy for that support. We also received a wonderful donation late in the year from the Mother Road Museum in Barstow, California. They're in this great old Harvey house here. They actually closed their doors after a significant flood this summer, and at the end of the year we got a very wonderful, generous donation check from them as they essentially cleared their books since the museum is now closed. So again, thank you so much to both of these organizations for your significant grants to us, or donations I should say, that will allow us to continue to be successful both in 2024 and in 2025. We launched our booth at Meadow Gold Mac in Tulsa. We really wanted to have a bigger footprint when it came to merchandise, and the first opportunity that came across our desk was to have a space in Meadow Gold Mac, which is another business operated by Mary Beth Babcock in Tulsa. She's known for Buck Adams here. And so we were able to get a little booth at a pretty small cost, and that's done really well. That opened in August, and we've pulled in several $1,000s worth of merchandise sales in that time. And it's been great to have a steady place on Route 66 where people can not only get a trip guide, but they can buy a t-shirt, buy a sign, get a lapel pin, little things like that, to help celebrate Route 66 and to help us execute our mission. We're going to look at some other opportunities in 2025. If you happen to know of any places in central or western Oklahoma where it would be good for us to set up something like this, let us know. We'll be happy to discuss it and look into it. We also talked to the Tulsa Fire Department. There was a huge conference that came to Tulsa that were fire chiefs from all over the country. I went out to help celebrate the return of this vintage fire engine to Fire Station 66, which enjoyed a life of service both in Tulsa and in Depew. So this truck specifically had a long life on Route 66, and now it is permanently installed outside of Station 66 in Tulsa. I met the fire chief there, and after a conversation decided, it'd be great to support Route 66 by buying a bunch of little Route 66 signs for the giveaway bags that they're giving to folks for this fire chiefs conference. And that brought in several $1,000s to the association. So many thanks to the Tulsa Fire Department for that partnership. We're really happy to help celebrate Route 66, no matter who's coming to what town in the state. So on a personal note, it was a pretty big year for me. Route 66 has been a big part of my life, obviously, for a while. I drove over 8,500 miles on Route 66 throughout 7 states. The only state I didn't step foot in this year was New Mexico, and I'm so sorry, New Mexico. I'll make it up to you in 2025. I also received a really wonderful 66th anniversary map from a friend in California. She's the aunt of a good friend of mine, and when I went out there for the Road Ahead meeting, I got to visit, and she gave me some of her old goodies from when she traveled Route 66 in the 90s, including this 66th anniversary map that on the back has a sticker from our old office in Bethany. She bought it when the Oklahoma Route 66 Association was young, and that was a really nice surprise to get from her. This is Barb here on the left. When I was in El Reno recently, I stopped and pulled over and took a picture at the exact same signpost that she has her picture on and sent it out to her in California. Again, just a wonderful gift. Many thanks to you for that. I also, it was important to me to continue to meet with association members that were a big part of the association for many years. I got to sit and have a nice long lunch with Mike Hickey, who served as our president for many years in the 2000s and helped get the corridor management program put through with the Scenic Byway. So Mike, thank you so much for your time. I was very happy to learn from your experience. as we continue marching close to the centennial here. I also had a photo exhibit go up at the Route 66 Museum in Clinton. This was not directly related to my work with the association. I would never want to cross that in any way. But when the previous exhibitor, Jerry McClanahan's work went down, Pat Smith asked him, well, who do you know that does photography that might be interested in having an exhibit out here? He gave them my name. I talked to Pat, and we had that up installed out there. This is going to be up through through mid-2026. So if you get a chance to go out to the museum in Clinton, which I certainly hope you do, check that out in the back. Very proud to have my work displayed there. I also left my longtime personal job at US Cellular. I'd worked for them for 14 years. Really wonderful company. Really enjoyed my time there. But they announced that they were selling to T-Mobile, and I had to make a decision on what I was going to do. In a really wonderful bit of timing, at that same time, there was a job that opened with the National Trust for Historic Preservation. And so if you missed my announcement earlier this year, I do now work for the National Trust as their Preserve Route 66 manager, meaning that I will be going around to all of the 8 states. I am promoting their grant programs, helping find ways for the National Trust to engage along the Route 66 corridor through the centennial year. This is up in Edwardsville when I had gone up there to talk to the Miles of Possibility Conference. Already I've only been with the Trust since August. I've been to Illinois and Missouri and Kansas and Arizona. Really looking forward to finding opportunities to plug in, of course, in New Mexico and California, and continue helping promote Route 66 here in Oklahoma. Here's a picture that I got to spend a little bit of time with Angel Delgadillo when I was out there just before Thanksgiving, learning about ways we can kind of help Seligman with some of their projects, and the Delgadillo family is a part of that. And I couldn't do what I do without the amazing support of my wife, Samantha. She is my rock. She is the one that helps lift me up when I'm tired and I'm not sure how to move forward with certain things. She's very organized. She's helping us with our events. She's a dynamo when it comes to organizing and finding creative ways to express both a love for Route 66 and for community engagement. And for all of those reasons and more, Samantha, I can't thank you enough for your support. I couldn't do what I do without you. So thank you very much. This has been a really great 2024. Looking forward to a really strong 2025 for Route 66. As you know, we're literally, in we can see the centennial on the horizon, and everything we do now needs to be in support of that and making sure we're ready for the travelers that are going to be coming through. Look for some announcements for us coming soon for some specifics on events and some other things that we're doing, including a Centennial Supporter Pack, a potential for a cruise, all kinds of stuff. So thank you so much for your support. None of this would be possible without your membership, without your donations, and without your volunteer work. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the road.